Hi, my name is Aaron, and today I'm here to demonstrate how to operate your camera. So if you're new to photography and wants to take awesome photos for your socials or make a living out of it, or just want to learn how things work, this video will help you out. So first, you need a camera. Camera comes from all types and sizes, from your smartphone to the big expensive cinema camera. But for this video, we are going to use a common professional camera, a DSLR. To get started, simply put the battery, SD card, and turn on your camera. Once you get a camera, learn to use it. Use auto mode as a start. Take pictures of your friends, family, or go outside and take pictures of the things around you. Once you're familiar with your camera, you're ready to take the next step to enhance your photos. A good photo is a photo with a proper exposure. An exposure is the amount of light in your photo. Is it too bright? Is it too dark? There are three fundamental settings that we need to remember to adjust our exposure: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. So once you open your camera, you can see at the monitor or the viewfinder three numbers: the shutter speed, the aperture, and the ISO. Check the manuals to see how to change the value through each one. The shutter speed is the length of time that the camera shutter opens to expose the light into the camera sensor. So if you use a fast shutter speed, you'll able to freeze the movement from your subject, and if you use a slower shutter speed, it will cause some motion blur and movement in your photo. The aperture is the one who controls how much light passes through the lens and affect the background and the foreground blur of a photo. So if you use a high aperture of 1.8, you'll have a brighter image, a deeper shallow depth of field. But if you use a low aperture of f10, we'll have less light going through our lens but making our image darker, less shallow depth of field, and making the background less blur. Lastly, the ISO. It is the artificial light in our camera that will brighten or darken our image. Typically, the higher the ISO, the more grain and noise in our image, and it's always a good idea to have the ISO as low as possible. There are two modes most photographer uses aside from manual. It is the shutter priority and aperture priority. In shutter priority mode, you can change the shutter speed to your desire, and the camera will change the aperture accordingly to balance out the exposure. Perfect for taking moving subject. Same goes for aperture priority, but instead, you change the aperture and the camera will automatically set the shutter speed and balance out the exposure. That's it for today's video, so I'm sorry I wasn't able to record the ending for the video because the security guard asked us to move. That's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I'll see you guys on the next video.